everybody, and welcome to Lanier for the Monday Night Midgets here as part of United Dirt Sim Series, pushing the cushion productions. My name is Dave Ward. I'll be bringing you all the action, and definitely looking forward to this one as the midget race. This has definitely been a growing class for United Dirt Sim Series. We're super glad to bring them on board, and lots of good drivers in here. So far it's been a really good season, and right now we have the Point Series Championship is tightening up. Mason Hannigan has 593 points. Tyler Schell with 558 sitting in second. Third is Bryce Lucius with 414. Bruce Klingen in fourth with 327. And fifth is Matt Dixon with 309. So this is definitely going to be interesting as we get ready to go for the season finale here in just a few weeks for another double points night. And we'll have two drops where we drop the lowest 2 point values here for iRacing in this series. Right now, Bryce Lucius out front of the hot lap session. These guys messing around, running on the inside of the racetrack. Of course. Having a little bit of fun. It's one of those deals. Bruce Klingen out on the track right now. Right there from Elbows Up Sim Sport. Looking for big things. He is sitting in the fourth position, I do believe, here in the midgets. So he's going to be one that's going to be looking to close that gap slightly tonight. Of course, Tyler Schell always fast. Mason Hannigan always fast in these. And, like I said, lots of talent. A lot of our talented drivers have come over to the midgets as well. They are a very hard class to run. So we have about another 10 seconds before we jump into qualifying. So Braxton Wilson out on the track right now with his first qualification run here. You'll be seeing the time show up over on the left-hand side of the screen once these guys complete their first lap. So right now, Braxton Wilson out there from LWS. And let's see what his qualifying effort's looking like. Tyler Schell jumps to the top of the board right there. Braxton Wilson only 4 thousandths of a second behind. Jonathan Schaefer sitting in the third position. Tyler Street from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports jumps up to fourth. Bruce Klingen in fifth. So we'll have to watch as these guys finish their second laps here. Here's Bruce Klingen once again. He is trying to move back up the board, sitting now in seventh as some of the times are starting to come in. Eddie Hartley and Bryce Lucius take over the top 2 spots. Once again, you do get points for qualifying as well as the heat race action. So each and every point these guys are fighting for. Let's see if anybody's still out on the track. Looks like Brecken Reese. Brecken Reese right there in the number 20. He is sitting in the 17th position. Currently, he's trying to move up just a little bit. Dropped by Braden Condera there. Peyton Grease right above him. So as you can see, these guys are ridiculously close all the way back to from first to 22nd. You're looking at maybe a tenth or two. and that is the difference. So not much of a gap from first to last place here as far as tenths of a second. It is going to be an insane race tonight, I think. And we will be bringing you all of the action here shortly. Qualifying is going to be wrapping up here in just a moment or two. They're doing the drivers' meeting right now, and we should be underway here in just a moment. So just about 30 seconds till we'll be jumping into heat race number 1. Wow, my mic was muted. I just did the whole thing, and I do apologize. Mason Hannigan bringing him around for the green flag. And right now, Rico Robles battling with Eddie Hartley and Bryce Lucius for those second and third positions. Mason Hannigan from Black Diamond Motorsports. The number 3 right there of Rico Robles from Iridium Sim Sports. And they are working around the track. Going to be coming up on halfway here shortly. Lanier looks like it's really breaking in very well. Rico Robles battling for the lead right now with a small slider there in the number 3. Going to try and take away some of the momentum from Mason Hannigan. Hannigan able to drive right back around on the inside. Eddie Hartley still running in that third position. Let's check back here. Fourth, right there, the number 66 of Caleb Scheitz. Oh! Looked like Tyler LaPointe right there. Tyler LaPointe sending it in pretty hard. Wasn't able to stick it to the bottom. And that's not going to work. Mason Hannigan still out front. So Hannigan and Robles still battling as we are 9 laps in of the 10-lap distance. Fourth place heating up with Randy Shreves working there on Caleb Scheitz for that fourth position. Randy sitting top 5 right now. Robles now your leader as we go white flag, blinking. Hannigan down the inside. Let's see, it's going to come all the way to the start-finish line. Robles at the line, Hannigan, then Hartley in third. Fourth is going to be Caleb Scheitz, Randy Shreves fifth, Tyler LaPointe sixth, Brecken Reese seventh. So that's going to do it for heat race number 1. Remember, 3 qualifying directly into the main event. Heat race number 2 starting to take to the track here. Starting on the pole position, right there in the 4-star from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports, it is Tyler Street. Outside of him in, I don't know what letter that is, but we're going to go with the number 1 car. It is Wade Fields. Inside row number 2, in the number 85 from Elbows Up Sim Sports, it is Tyler Shell. Outside of him in the number 41, it is Logan Rumsey. Row number 3, going to be Sean Sheehan and Rylan Gray. Rylan Gray going to start on the inside there. Row number 4 is going to be Peyton Grease in the number 92 on the inside. Dalton Polite or Politi, I don't know, in the number 15. I apologize. Lance Heinberger rounding out the field in the number 97. But Tyler Street going to bring him around to the green flag here in just a moment. Here they go. They are rip-roaring at Lanier. Tyler Street looking pretty good so far. With Wade Field still working right there just off of his tail tank. And the Gumby machine, the number 85, taking over the second position. That is Tyler Shell. So it is Tyler in the top 2 spots. Shell now working down on the inside. Street working up top. And we'll have to see how that works out. Wade Field still holding down third. Rylan Gray trying to battle up there in the 06, the black, blue, and white. Right there by Gray Auto. That's Rylan Gray. He's sitting in the 4th position, battling with Sean Sheehan. Sheehan in the number 16 Chevrolet. Flashing back up front, the heat is on now for Tyler Street to hold off Tyler Schell. Street having a pretty good race weekend, finishing up high in most of the races that he raced this weekend. And now battling with one of the best here in the midgets, Tyler Schell down in the Gumby Mobile. Schell going to be looking to try and take that win so that he can capitalize on every point that he can get. Past halfway, we are coming up on just a few laps left here in heat race number 2. Schell and Street side by side, lap after lap. Rumsey going back to the pits. A tough break for him. He's going to have to race up through the field here in the B mains. Wade Field still holding on to that third position, but Peyton Grease right there in the number 92, thinking about working on getting himself on the podium here in heat race number 2. We are white flag right now. Can Tyler Street hold off Gumby? Schell working down on the inside, the number 85 with a hell of a run off of 4, but Street's going to get it. It is Street, Schell, and Grease. Grease making a last lap pass in the number 92. Great move there to take over that third and final transfer spot. Heat race number 3 getting ready to grid right now. Here we go. Starting on pole position for heat race number 3. In the number 21, from Elbows Up Sim Sport, it is Bruce Klingen. Outside row number 1 in the 67K, that is going to be Jonathan Schaefer. Row number 2 on the inside in the 14X, from LWS, that is Braxton Wilson. Outside of him in the number 96, from Lightning Sim Racing LSR, that is Matt Dixon. Row number 3 on the inside. In the number 97J, from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports, it is Alex Showtime Hanna. Outside of him, in the number 6, it is Gage Stevens. I'm sorry, that's the number 5, and he's actually from Iridium Sim Sports. Row number 4 on the inside in the number 11, that is Braden Kongdera. And outside of him, it is the kid, Camden Johnston, in the number 57 from Mecha Motorsports. So Bruce Klingen going to bring him around to the green flag, and we are green flag racing here at Lanier. Wilson trying to get back up to the front there. Bruce Klingen holding him off so far. Klingen going to work up on the top shelf, but you got the 67K of Jonathan Schaefer putting the pressure on straight out of the gate. Schaefer working down low. Klingen trying to keep more momentum up on that high side. Big old slider, keeps it clean. And wow, Klingen with balls of steel, doesn't let off the loud pedal, and was able to shoot the gap right around the outside. Could have been a bad deal there, but it all worked out. Braxton Wilson now with the slider on Matt Dixon there in the 14X. Dixon down in the white and gold down on the bottom. Wilson in the 14X white and red machine there. They are exchanging positions, battling for that third and final transfer spot. Yahtzee, a couple of cars getting together. Looked like Dixon went for a wild ride there. He managed to salvage it, but definitely lost some positions in the meantime. I have a feeling that car's pretty hurt. Woo! That slider barely missed Brandon Kongdera right there. Kongdera there in the white and black Toyota, trying to get around Alex Hanna. Hanna running in the top 5. Klingen now all out front, all by himself. Schaefer settling into the second position for the moment, looking to mount a charge. The battle right now is for the third position. Gage Stevens in the number 5 going to take over the 3rd spot from Braxton Wilson. Wilson in the 14X trying to make something happen. Can't do it so far. Kongdera and Hannah now battling side by side. Ho! And Kongdera goes into the wall. That outside retaining wall jumped up and bit the number 11. Hopefully he's able to clear the track as the leader's coming around. Kongdera makes it down to the inside wall. The 21 clear sailing right there. Bruce Klingen looks like he has the heat race number 3 win in the bag. Klingen looking pretty strong tonight here in the midgets, taking this 3rd heat race win right there. Jonathan Schaefer in 2nd, then it's Gage Stevens holding off Braxton Wilson. Hannah finishing top 5, Dixon in 6th. Whoo! Here we go, B main. Gotta check something here real quick, guys. I apologize. 15 go to the feature. So 19 starting. 4 drivers going to go home pretty upset tonight because they won't make the big dance. But the B main is taking to the track. Starting on the pole position in the number 66, it is Caleb Scheitz in the East Side Barbershop. Powered Machine, 66C right there for Caleb Scheitz. Outside row number 1 in the number 1, sponsored by Hoosier, it is Wade Fields. Row number 2 on the inside from LWS, it is the 14X of Braxton Wilson. Sofa King Fast Sim Sports Driver, sponsored by Skull Candy and Raise Energy. It is Randy Shreves, the number 56. Inside row number 3 in the 06 from Iridium Sim Sports, sponsored by Gray Auto. It is Rylan Gray. Outside of him in the number 97, sponsored by Redline Race Designs, Raise Energy, and Skull Candy, Sofa King Fast Sim Sports Driver Alex Hanna. Row number 4 is going to be Sean Sheehan in the number 16 and Tyler LaPointe from LSR in the 1-2-3. Matt Dixon and Brecken Reese going to round out the field for the 5th row. 6th is going to be Dalton Politti and Camden Johnston from Mecca Motorsports. Sammy McNabb, Braden Kongdera, Lance Heinberger, Bryce Lucius, Logan Rumsey, Paul Mancini, and Grayson Springer. And we are going green flag racing here in the B main. 15 drivers going to make the big dance here. Coming up right after this, we'll have a warm-up session and then we'll be jumping straight into the feature. Caleb Scheitz out front right now. Wade Fields in that number 1 car looking pretty solid tonight. He is running in the B main, but he's been looking pretty fast and has some track time. And here he goes as he is battling for the lead right there. SSR driver Wade Fields. Whoa, they get together. No caution flags here in this B main, so they're going to have to be careful of what they do. 14X now of Braxton Wilson. He's looking for a win here wherever he can find one. And he has been pretty close to some heat race wins, and now he's looking at possibly the first B main here. Trying to grab that one. Randy Shreves sitting in the 3rd spot. Not used to seeing him in a white car. We're going to have to fix that one, I think. 06 of Rylan Gray right behind him in the 4th spot. Top 5 now for Caleb Scheitz. Tyler LaPointe in 6th. Matt Dixon in 7th. They are battling right there. 2 LSR cars, the teal and the gold. So Dixon and LaPointe mixing it up right there as you see on the track. That is a battle for the 6th position. Right now, if the race were to end, Lance Heinberger would be the man that would be the final transfer there in the number 97. Wade Fields out front still looking pretty solid. SSR setup must be sitting pretty good in that car for him. as we're just past halfway. Braxton Wilson now trying to make a challenge on the inside. Big old slider, lost a lot of ground there, about 4 to 5 car lengths. Randy Shreves trying to reel in the top 2. All right, so the track personnel said there will be skipping the warm-up and will only give these B main drivers a chance to change their setup for the main event, but there will be no cars on the track. Good to know. Thank you guys for keeping me in the loop. Definitely appreciate it. Randy Shreves still sitting in third. Bryce Lucius now battling right there. Tyler LaPointe and Alex Hanna. So LaPointe making a late race charge here. 11 laps in. He was battling for the 6th position. Now he's all the way up to 4th. Bryce Lucius not going to give it to him that easy, though. Lucius holding down the 4th spot in the number 32. LaPointe having to work down the inside wherever Lucius isn't. Lucius shuts the door on him. Big old slider all the way out to the wall. Wow. Wade Fields still out front. Look at that. Doing a great job there in the number 1. He's actually coming up on some lap traffic. That's the number 11 of Braden Congdera. So your leaders closing up just a little bit. Braxton Wilson able to reel him in as they're working around this lap traffic. Wilson now pulls all the way up to the tail tank. Big old slider. They get into each other. Wilson throwing the right rear at Wade Fields. Fields was the recipient of that one. Oh no, what happened? Wade Fields, did he run out of fuel possibly? Yes, he did. So Wade Fields running out of fuel in the B main was in the lead and is going to end up finishing in the 10th position. I have a feeling that's the reason why Wilson was able to make contact with him, because he was probably running out of fuel right then. So tough break. And that is really tragic. When you're winning the race and you didn't put enough fuel in it, that is a bummer. Once again, no cars on the track. These guys are just adjusting their setups for the main event, and we will be rolling directly into the feature here momentarily. Here we go, guys. It is about to get real busy at Lanier. The A main is taking to the track as we speak. Starting on the pole position in the number 3 from Iridium Sim Sports, it is Rico Robles. Outside of him from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports in the 4-star, Tyler Street. Inside row number 2 in the number 21 from Elbows Up Sim Sport, it is Bruce Klingon. Your points leader right now in the 1X from Black Diamond Motorsports, it is Mason Hannigan. Row number 3 on the inside, the number 85 from Elbows Up Sim Sports, it is Tyler Shell. Outside of him in the number 92, it is going to be Peyton Grease. Row number 4 Who are we missing here? Jonathan Schaefer looks like we're missing him in the 67X. He's going to be next to Tyler Schell. Eddie Hartley and Peyton Grease going to take up row number 4. Row number 5 is going to be Braxton Wilson and Gage Stevens. 6 is going to be Bryce Lucius, Rylan Gray, Randy Shreves, Sean Sheehan in row number 8. Row number 9, Tyler LaPointe, Brecken Reese, Sammy McNabb, Camden Johnston, Wade Fields, Alex Hannock, Brandon Congdera, Matt Dixon, and Dalton Politti. And that is everybody. I believe we are going green flag racing right now. Your leader out front right now in the number 3, it is Rico Robles from Iridium Sim Sports, trying to get it done. Caution flag already out on the speedway. Let's see what that was from here. Looks like Brandon Congdera might have crashed. Let's take a look. Congdera there in the number 11. Oh, gets into the 66K of Caleb Scheitz, and that was enough to bring out the caution flag. Yikes. So tough break right there for the number 11, Brandon Congdera. Not what Robles wanted to see. He wanted to get out and get some green flag laps in, I'm sure. So, for the championship points series, the 1X of Mason Hannigan is your leader, and the number 85 in the Gumby Mobile, that is Tyler Schell. He is sitting in second, so we'll have to keep an eye on where those two cars are. Schell going to try and make up some points here against Hannigan, and Hannigan's not going to give it up very easily. Robles seeming to have some connection issues. Hopefully his internet will hold out for the rest of the race. Tyler Street still holding down that second spot there in the 4-star. He is running up on the top shelf with the 67K of Jonathan Schaefer. Mason Hannigan already looking down on the bottom to try and take that spot over from Robles. He's got to get past Street before he can do it. Battle is for the second position. There's the 1X. Right there, you can see the 4-star coming into view. Street still holding on to it. Now Hannigan going to jump up to the top side, and the caution is back out on the speedway. Let's take a look. It might have been Caleb Scheitz there in the 66K. Watch down low. Billy's Auto Parts car right there. Let's see what happens. Oh, he caught the inside wall. Man, they talk about stepping on it. That is one of those where, unfortunately, he missed his mark, and that inside wall just jumped out and hit him. So Caleb Scheitz bringing out that second caution. We're going to get him re-racked, restacked, and ready to rock and roll here at Lanier. Back to green flag racing with Rico Robles out front. Now Tyler Street falling back quite a few positions. He actually lost 3 positions there. Trying to get back up on top with the caution flag once again. Hopefully we can get a green flag run for this. Would be amazing. Let's take a look. Looks like it might have been Brecken Reese for this one. Let's go along here. Oh, just got completely sideways. into the inside wall. Quite a bit of damage on that car too, so that is going to be that is really not going to be good for his night at all. Back to live. Here we go. The number 3 still out front. Mason Hannigan sitting in that second spot. Tyler Street in third. Shell way back to 7th place. So, right there, the number 85, Tyler Shell. Be watching for him to try and make a move more up towards the front. He is going to have his work cut out for him, as Mason Hannigan sitting in second and already trying to battle for the lead with Rico Robles. Robles here in the number 3, getting it done so far. Iridium Sim Sports bringing quite a few of their drivers out for the midget events here with United Dirt Sim Series. Super glad to have those guys on board. And he is taking care of business right now. He is handling the mail. He is flying away from Mason Hannigan. Hannigan now having to work up top. Robles on the bottom. Street going to follow Hannigan. Caution flag out once again on the speedway. Uh-oh, looks like this one might have been Wade Fields. Let's take a look. Wade Fields there in the 1X. Gets all the way out into the wall. Goes for a Tony Hawk rail slide across the chain link fence there. That's going to probably end his night as he just jumped back into the pits. So tough break for him. He was having a good run too. Looked pretty solid early on into tonight's event. So Robles ready to get some green flags in here. We are almost a third of the way in. Street trying to get right up on Hannigan. Robles letting it rip straight out of turn number 4. Hannigan trying to keep up with him as best he can. And Street up top, as well as Jonathan Schaefer there in the 67K. Now here comes Tyler Shell in the number 85. We're going to be going 3 wide for the 3rd position here in just a moment, I have a feeling. Hannigan working on the inside of Robles now. Robles back to 2nd in the number 3, the 1X of Mason Hannigan, your new leader. Cone goes flying across as Jonathan Schaefer caught it on the inside of the pit wall there. Hannigan now just strictly rolling the bottom, trying to keep his tires in that traction. Going to be coming up on halfway here. Robles getting ready to mount another charge. I can see it warming up. 67K of Jonathan Schaefer with a huge slider. Now Tyler Street going to work down right behind Tyler Shell, seeing if he can put his car up in the top 3 as well. Iridium Sim Sports coming alive now. Here comes the number 32 of Bryce Lucius. He is now working on the outside, sitting back in the 6th spot, but he is starting to reel in the leaders, working on Tyler Street. Flashing back up front, the red, white, and blue number 1X right there. Mason Hannigan keeping it as tight on the bottom as he can. The shortest distance around. Robles working right behind him. Battle is for 3rd, and the caution is out. Oh, it might have been Eddie Hartley. Let's take a look at this and see. Eddie Hartley all the way up on the top spot. And that inside wall is killing these guys tonight. Oh, Alex Hanna getting collected, as well as one of the LSR cars. I believe that might have been Tyler LaPointe. So tough break for those guys, as well as Eddie Hartley having to go all the way to the back of the pack. Your leader right there, Mason Hannigan. Trying to get this one over as quickly as he can. Once we go back to green flag, it will be lap number 15. So we will officially be at the halfway point. See who the hard charger is so far. Hard charger in tonight's event so far is Matt Dixon in the number 96, the gold and white right there. Matt Dixon, the hard charger, he has went up 12 positions, so that is pretty awesome. Mason Hannigan still working on the bottom. Robles right behind. Tyler Shell working the alternate. He is all the way up on the outside wall. Street looking like he's trying to work some sliders. So now Shell going to take over the third position from Jonathan Schaefer. He has got it rocking out on that outside wall. Lots of momentum. Hannigan and Robles just rolling the bottom, trying to play it safe. That seems to be the fast line right now for those two cars. They are definitely set up to run the bottom. Shell is just letting it eat and now gets into the wall. So trouble for your second place in points, Tyler Shell. And he's only going to have about 10 laps to try and salvage his night. Getting it out in the wall. He was with reckless abandon pushing that car to its limits. And unfortunately paid the price with that outside wall coming across the start-finish line. We'll go back and take a look at it here real quick. Watch Shell. He is all the way out, flirting with that razor's edge, and just catches it out of 4, rolls across the line. Luckily, teammate Bruce Klingen and Jonathan Schaefer were able to get by. No other cars hit him. That's pretty insane. Got very lucky there. So Mason Hannigan probably happy with what he's seen with Tyler Shell. Looks like they have to catch back up to the pace truck. Ten-lap shootout. Will Mason Hannigan be able to hold off Rico Robles? Robles looking very strong tonight, as well as Schaefer. Can't take anything away from Jonathan Schaefer, sitting there in the third position. He's had a front-running car all night as well. Nice to see Bruce Klingen in fourth. Would love to see him get up in the top 3 to do an interview. Guess we will have to wait and see. Bryce Lucius hanging out there in that 5th spot, though. You can't count him out either. They're in the number 32. 10 laps to go. He still has a shot at getting on the podium for sure. It'll be interesting to see how this one works out. Hannigan going to bring him back down to the green flag in the red, white, and blue number 1X right there. So Hannigan and Robles, as well as Schaefer, all working down on the inside. Bruce Klingen as well. Top 4 drivers working down the inside, but guess who's not? Bryce Lucius. Lucius from Iridium Sim Sports, and now he collects the outside wall. Same thing that happened to Tyler Shell, just letting it eat, trying to keep up the momentum, and got into the outside wall. That's going to bring the caution flag back out. Let's go back and take another look at that. So Lucius all the way up top where everybody else wasn't. Goes into turn one and just hooks it. Street getting into somebody there as well as they were trying to all avoid. Lucius flipping. It's a tough break for Bryce Lucius. Definitely thought he had a shot at getting into the podium. He was going for it. He was letting it all hang out. That is for sure. They are getting ready to go back to the green flag. Green flag is back out with Mason Hannigan and Rico Robles. $23 in of 30. Hannigan ready to get this one over. Jonathan Schaefer still sitting there in the podium spot. We got cars flipping in the backfield. Oh no, was that Shell? Uh-oh. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened there. Oh, Peyton Grease, it looks like. Let's see. Number 92 right there. He would have been running in about 4th or 5th. Oh, Bruce Klingen got into him a little bit. Couldn't check up in time. And then he goes a flipping. Tough break for Peyton Grease. So it looks like Bruce Klingen going to the tail end of the field as well, bringing that one out. So that will end his chances at getting on the podium tonight with those two drivers collecting up each other. Boy, Hannigan setting the precedent, just keeping everybody down low. There you have about the top 5 or 6 drivers all running down low. Gage Stevens now from Iridium Sim Sports trying to push up. He is in the 6th position. Rylan Gray in the 06. He is flirting with disaster up top. Let's see what he can do with it. Battling with Tyler Street for the 4th position. Everybody in front of him is running on the train. They are hooked up and they are going nuts to butts. Hannigan ready to get this one over. We're 26 in of 30. Oh, no, it might have been Bruce again. Let's see. Klingen in the number 21. Let's keep an eye on it. I'm not sure if that's what brought it out or not. Lucius there in the number 32. Woo! Too much speed into the corner. There for Bruce Klingen. Sometimes that can happen when you get some fast cars more in the tail end of the field there. Mason Hannigan ready to wrap this one up. I guarantee that. He is sick of fighting with Robles. He's able to pull away from him on the restarts, though. Hannigan, one of the better drivers that I've seen with restarts. Always keeping people guessing really well. Does a good job of it. Never gives the second place driver 2 restarts the same in a row. And it definitely works for him. So we'll be watching that Jonathan Schaefer in the 67K to see if he can make a move. Now Rylan Gray in the 06 Have a feeling he's going to take his shot here soon at getting on the podium. Tyler Street from Sofa King Fast Sim Sports right back there in 5th. Look at that. Nuts to butts on the inside. And they are working it. Hannigan all the way down against the wall, dragging the top 6, 7 cars around. Somebody's going to smack that inside wall. I have a feeling. Hopefully we can keep it green for the rest of the race here. No changes in the top, 5, 6. Tyler Street now venturing off the bottom. He gets a little workout and gets spun out by Tyler LaPointe. LaPointe getting into him there mid-corner as they went through 1 and 2, I believe. So we'll go back and take a look at that one. Tyler Street up top. Watch the teal and white Tyler LaPointe from LSR right here. Just has a lot more momentum than Street running into the corner and runs right up into him, unfortunately. So a lot of good drivers ended up in the back of the pack from incidents here. Hannigan's super glad that he is out front, I guarantee it. He's not having to deal with any of the craziness in the midfield. Braxton Wilson way in the backpack there. All the way up top, was trying to get a nice run on everybody diving to the bottom. As we are back to green flag racing here at Lanier. Coming up on the white flag. One more trip around for Mason Hannigan, and he will have it. Rico Robles probably going to be looking to take a shot. Robles going to go way up top. Schaefer now going for that second position. They are going to be battling to the line. Somebody upside down. It's going to be Hannigan, Robles, Schaefer, and then Gage Stevens with the last lap charge. Dropping Rylan Gray back. Tyler LaPointe back to 6th. Tyler Shell up to 7th. Having to go back with only 10 laps to go. So top 3 are pulling on to the front stretch. We're going to get some driver interviews here. Right, looking for one more. Looking for Jonathan Schaefer. Hopefully he can make it in here for a driver interview. There he is. All right. We've got all of our drivers coming home in 3rd place tonight in the 67K. It's Jonathan Schaefer. How was that one, man?
The race was pretty fun. Other than the track just being one lane, it was pretty fun battling there on the bottom. I just want to thank Bryce Lucius for giving me a setup. Never really ran here before with this league, so he hooked me up with a good setup for this race.
Man, I tell you what, yeah, it was a little bit of one lane down the inside, but you know, every time somebody tried making a charge on the outside, you were running there. It seemed like midway through the race, and then you kind of ducked down when you saw everybody else kind of pulling on you. top 5 car all night tonight. You were battling up front and had a feeling that you were going to end up there on the podium. And man, you did a great job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody on the U UDSS for hosting this. It was a fun night.
Absolutely. Well, who helped get you out here tonight? Who helped put you on the podium?
Bryce Lucius. He sent me a setup, and I just put it on, and I was trusting him. He gave me a good setup, and it worked out pretty well.
Turnkey, that much. Didn't have to change anything?
No, just I didn't have time to test or anything, so he hooked me up with a good setup.
Wow. Well, that's pretty awesome. Well, fantastic. Hopefully, we will see you next time. And I know this is your first interview, first podium finish here with UDSS. So, congratulations, and hopefully, we see more of you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Jonathan Schaefer coming home in third place tonight in the 67K. In second place, the number 3 from Iridium Sim Sports, it is Rico Robles. Whew. Are you ready to? Are you glad that one's over?
Yeah.
Man, he had a front running car all night, had the early lead, and then Hannigan was able to snatch it from you, and he definitely didn't look back. It sounds like it was kind of one lane out there, looking at the top 5, 6 cars all running down against the bottom wall. Were you worried about that, making a mistake? Were you just focused on hitting your marks?
Yeah, I was just focused on hitting my marks. It was definitely a one lane because I went to the top on the final lap, and there was a slider, and it was definitely not top side. It was definitely just choo choo train right around the bottom.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that is unfortunately how it goes sometimes, But it seemed like you had a setup. You were definitely a front running car all night as well. So the Iridium guys definitely brought a good midget package here to Lanier. That's for sure. It seemed like all of your teammates were all making moves and moving towards the front as well. I know there's a few of them that had a couple incidents there, unfortunately, but all in all, it seemed like you guys had a pretty good night.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, hey, brother, who would you like to thank? Who helped get you out here into second place tonight?
I'd like to thank everyone watching the broadcast, all the boys who put the league on, you guys for broadcasting, and all the boys over at Iridium for making it happen. And I'd like to thank Inside Lane Productions, Scorpion Raceware, Sim Blacks, Devin Stoke Designs, Gage Stevens Design, Hickey Motorsports, Short Shift Sim Racing Magazine, and Bryce Lucius for throwing this setup together.
Well, I tell you what, Bryce Lucius must have had his stuff together because Schaefer just got done thanking Bryce for the setup, and now you are as well. So he's definitely on the game with the midget setups for Lanier
Yeah.
for sure, huh?
Yeah, I definitely think if he didn't get involved in some of the accidents, he would have definitely been up front with us.
Yeah, he was definitely making a charge there. I know he was sitting in 5th and definitely moving forward there, and just got caught up on that outside line and hit the wall. So tough break for him, but he was definitely fast and probably would have been there in the end if not for the incidents. But it was awesome watching you race tonight, man. And you're always one of the front runners here with the midgets and UDSS, and it's always good to watch you race with Shell and Hannigan and all of your teammates and stuff. So you guys always put on a good show. We appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
All right, that is Rico Robles coming home in second tonight, 1 spot short of the win. And with the win, the number 1X, always super excited to do interviews from Black Diamond Motorsports. It is Mason Hannigan.
That'd be me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
How was that one tonight?
It was a little slickery. It was a little slick. Nothing too serious though. Nothing we couldn't handle. But I don't know. I thought it was pretty fun. Starting 4th there was Street gave me a little scare and getting into one. He didn't yard sell it in there like I expected him to. But hey, that's all right. That's what we got to live for a reason. So no, I mean it was fun. We just we were really good in the beginning and really and like I didn't need to be. I just needed to be a little bit reverse there and yeah, just kind of got freed up there at the end and almost let Rico by.
Well, it seemed like it was very one lane, for the last half of the race or so. Did you? I mean, it seemed like you had the bottom line all night on lock. Were you glad to see that the track was coming to you and the setup that you had in the car?
Yeah, I mean, I knew early on it'd be good just because the setup was really good in officials. I think last season or so, a couple weeks ago, and um, I knew he'd come in at some point, but I didn't know the bottom would work. Normally we're around just around that crease that shows every time that you race here when it slicks off. There's just that little line, and I really figured I was going to be banging the boards down, and you know, we weren't, and we were just kind of bottom feeding there, and I think these things, they took so much horsepower at them. You just got to find the fine line where it's the shortest way around, but it has the most momentum.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. You could see like Shell was running the high side. You and Rico were pedaling on the bottom, and before Shell got into the wall there with 10 to go, he was just beating the hell out of the cushion up top, and it seemed like he was carrying the momentum. But you guys still seem to be just as fast on the inside pedaling. So, man, you were getting it done. It was pretty crazy. Seeing that's not normally Mason. We don't normally see the bottom feeder catfish Mason Hannigan come out too often. Normally he's high side hustling him up there.
Oh,
So
no. That's the old Mason Hannigan coming out. That is old time Mason Hannigan coming out. when I first started this stuff, I was like scared to death to go to the top. Like, yeah, I was. Yeah, I was.
that's me. I always run mid track because I'm like, I'm not gonna hit the bottom wall. I'm not gonna hit the outside wall. That's probably why I'm also in the back of the pack all the time, huh?
And I'll be honest, I I was afraid of the top because it was so slick up there. I'm used to hitting it wide open, like with the wing car, and just getting a wing down on the left rear. I'm not used to it just rolling over up on the right rear and then like going through the whole corner like that in the sim, at least. In
Right.
real life, it's a little bit different because you can actually lean on something where you don't have to lean on the wall instead of just junking your car. But
I
yeah,
think the feeling's a little bit different also when you know, part of it, the sim does a great job of, I think, having people, letting the drivers make the decisions, on the scenario that they see on the track. But, a true racer, once they sit down in the car, your whole body becomes part of your car. So you start to feel what that car's doing and how it's reacting. So I think that's the only thing that the sim's missing. We need to all get, you know, 4 degree of motion simulators, and then we'll be all set. And it,
honestly, I mean, it'd be a great idea, but it'd be a little bit of an expensive idea. I mean, let's be honest here.
all right.
But
Well, when one of us wins the lottery, then we'll buy the other one the 3 degrees of motion at least, and then we'll be all set. We'll
three, we no,
four,
no.
five. You
Three,
need the five.
360 degrees of motion.
Oh,
We need
okay.
we need to feel like we're on the uh, I don't know how to put it. What would we put it as?
That's a well. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where you were going with that.
Like or like if you spin out, you actually snap around. Like that'd be pretty cool. There's
Yeah.
probably something like that, but like that would
Get a hold of Tim Sims.
that'd be
I heard you gotta weigh in on Tim Sims. So maybe you can
well
talk to him.
that would be kind of sickening for some people. I don't think it'd necessarily be a good idea. I think you got to sign a contract before you actually get in the thing, though.
This may kill you.
Yes, may. That's why they are seatbelt.
There you go. Well, once again, man, congratulations. I think after Shell having the issues with 10 to go, I think that's going to allow you to get a little bit further up in the point standings. As far as stretching the lead out, are you worried about him catching you towards the end as you go on here?
Yeah, I am, and I'm not. I just kind of I got the drop weeks in the back of my mind right now because he hasn't finished where I've finished, like where my worst finish at and where his worst finish at. I have a worse finish, so it's gonna be whoever can play the drop weight game the best.
Well, as it stands right now, right this minute after tonight's race, you have 670 points out front, 619 for Tyler Shell.
Yeah, you just gotta think about the drop weeks with dropping. What is it? The two lowest or the two highest points?
2 lowest points will
Yeah,
be
okay,
dropped,
okay.
and then the double points for the season finale will be added in as well. So those
Yeah. We had a.
spots.
Thankfully, we had a. Actually, did we have a good double points night? I'm not 100% sure, but we'll just see how it plays out.
51 points right now. That's a little bit more. If you were to miss a complete race and he were to win it, then he would probably take over right now, right away. But it's going to be interesting, and I think the drops and the double points are going to make it interesting there in the end and keep you on your toes. You got 4 wins, though. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all you can do is just really go out there and just win it. There's nothing else you can do. You just kind of hope the drop weeks don't kill you because, I like the drop weeks and I don't, but,
Well, from a broadcast standpoint, I don't have any skin in the game, so it doesn't matter to me. I think it's great because it puts
yeah,
a lot of pressure on you guys. But like you said, I think that also, then the cream rises to the top, right? Because you're always going for the win. You're always points racing, trying to keep that fine line between conservative and aggressiveness, But, yeah, I'm excited to see how this one's going to end.
yeah, for sure. I mean, you just got to go out there and try and win them, and if you lose the points, well, you lose the points because of the little game. But that's just how it is.
Absolutely. Well, brother, who would you like to thank? Who helped get you into victory lane once again tonight here in the Midgets?
Black Diamond Motorsports, Tim Sims, Fads Eyewear, Simpson Race Products, Tim Sims. Again, can't thank you guys enough, and can't thank you guys for putting on this league, and can't thank you for broadcasting it. And, hopefully, we can come back out here at Kokomo next week and try and rip the lip down. But there's always a possibility of me flipping out of the ballpark.
Well, checkers or wreckers, right?
The parts will be for free again.
There you go.
Again. So if you need some midget parts, come on by the Kokomo.
Get ready. That's awesome, brother. Well, thank you for once again being part of United Dirt Sim Series. You've been with us for a few seasons now. We're super glad to have you, and you always put on a hell of a show, man.
Thank you.
With the win, Mason Hannigan in the 1X from Black Diamond Motorsports. And that is going to do it for us tonight, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in, and we will be back Saturday night with the small block modifieds as well as the big block modifieds, brought to you by Fournier Motorsports for the 358s, and the big block modifieds brought to you by Goyette Trucking. So thanks again, everybody. I hope you have a great week. See you next time.